The summer after I graduated high school, my girlfriends and I went to the local fair. It would be the last time that we would all be together before the college years. That's at the fair where I met my fate. Goofing around, someone had ended up daring someone else to get their fortune told at the time. We all knew it was a scam and it was just for fun. It was entertaining, but definitely not worth the $20, especially for us soon-to-be college students. I made fun of my friends so much about it that the tables got turned on me, and I soon found myself out of $20 and sitting in a tent with this hippie-looking middle-aged woman. She had strange tattoos and long, dark, curly hair, and only a hint of gray within it.
This is how our conversation went. Gypsy. I'm calling her that because I do not recall her name, and she looked the part. I see a wonderful childhood in your past, a loving family, and lots of vacations. Okay, obviously. Oh dear. I thought, here it comes. Your future is not so bright. Let me guess. I'm cursed and need money to pay to remove it. This isn't funny, girl. You've been marked by death. She paused, and it was as though she couldn't continue. But she did anyway, for being unnatural. I was slightly confused, but not surprised. This seemed like a scam. Yeah, okay, sure, I pretended to agree. Can I please have my money back? No refunds. She was quick to respond, and so sharply, and then continued. But since you have paid, you best listen. I sighed and rolled my eyes. You did not come from a normal birth. You were adopted. You are not normal. Your time ends at 21. I am sorry, I cannot see past that. Okay, well, this was different, I thought. Me, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. You do not make sense, she seemed upset. You aren't supposed to be here in the first place. I do not deal with things like you. I deal with humans. You seem nice, but they always seem nice at first. You must leave now, so I can cleanse the place. I laughed a little. It was just a tent at some fair in the middle of a plot of land. However, she did seem so very serious. Her face went pale, so I just left. Once outside, my friends teased me and inquired about what happened. I just told them that it was a bunch of baloney and left it at that. We went on to have our fun. I should have paid more attention. As the summer went on, I began to wonder more about what she said. I asked my mom about my birth, and she told me the story that I knew so well. Came 2 weeks early, born just after midnight, yada yada. Yet here I was questioning it. I guess the psychic did get to me after all. It was then that I began my research, and what I found was not what I expected. The psychic was right. As it turns out, I was adopted. My birth certificate had been forged. I can't tell you how I found out. Let's just say I have friends in high places in the local government agencies. However, I reached a dead end after that. I didn't want to confront my parents, as I had had a happy childhood and a great relationship with them. So instead, I snooped through their things, and I found nothing. My curiosity was getting to me. I couldn't locate the gypsy from the fair, so instead I sought one out. I couldn't tell my friend. I would never hear the end of it. I found another psychic from online, and it turned out to be fake or something. She was way off on everything and tried to scam me for more money. This was going to be difficult. After spending what would be my money for college books, I finally found one that seemed legitimate. I went to her place of business in a shady part of town. Always shady. This is how it went. Gypsy one. She had a thick accent, and I'm going to call her Gypsy because they all seem to dress like each other, and I'm not sure why. Welcome, welcome, do sit. I sat. Give me your hand. I give her my hand, and she instantly drops it. Her face shows a look of horror. She gasps and leans back in her chair. No go, no go. Take your money and leave. I cannot help you. I will not be cursed. What? Please, I began to plead with her. You have got to understand. I even made my eyes watery, and that seemed to get her attention. You know not? I do not know not what. What? I don't understand. I'm so confused. I will tell you this, and then you will leave, yes? I nodded. You expire on your 21st year you came. You will be no more. If you do not expire, you become a shadow. You must expire. What? I need more information than that. What does that mean? Again, I found myself pleading. No more, no. You said you would leave now. Goodbye. She She rushed me outside and locked her door of business. Okay, so that was trippy. And now I was out of $100, so I wasn't happy. I went to the internet again for research. All that I could find was what Wikipedia said about shadow people. With no other options, I could see what was left. I did what any sane person would do. I left it with that and went on with my life. Fast forward to the day before my 21st birthday. I was excited. A bunch of my college friends and I were going to go to the local pub and party all night long. We didn't have classes the next day either, so it was perfect timing. This is where things get strange. I started to see things out of the corner of my eyes, flickering lights, shadows moving, even in the daytime. Once we got to the bar that night, I swear I was hallucinating voices. I couldn't decipher what the cause, so I confided into one of my friends. She tried to laugh it off, and I felt silly. As the night went near to the end, many of my friends went home. I left just before midnight, having a few too many drinks. I chose to take a cab home. I got into the cab, and to my astonishment, I recognized the driver. It was the psychic from the fair. I see you had a great time. Take me to... She cut me off. No reason to be telling me that. Oh, I've been following you for quite some time. Speaking of that time, it's almost time to die. To my horror, she shifted into gear and peeled out of the drive and began to drive really quickly. Die? What's going on? I don't think I drank that much. I seemed very calm for being scared. Look, you weren't meant for this world, so you can either die in the next few minutes or you can choose evil. I do not want any more evil in this world. I am willing to crash this car with us both in it to ensure you leave for good. Was she for real? I didn't know what to say. I just stared at her, looking dumbfounded. I guess she found the stupor look on my face and she sighed and then continued. Obviously, you weren't like the others before. Before you, seeing as you have no clue. She glanced in the rearview mirror, making quick eye contact with me. You were brought here to fulfill the selfishness of couples' desire to have a child. While as good as that may seem, they knew you only had until your 21st year that you came. Yet, they still allowed the deal to be made. I don't think I was getting it, but by this time, I realized that we were headed to the bridge. This is a huge bridge, and there was one side area known for construction. One of the side barriers was gone. I didn't know how, but in my mind I could visually see that portion. I think she was planning to drive off the bridge. There was about a 100-foot drop. No way that we would survive. I had to think fast. Okay, let's say this is real, and that I am. This is real, she made to correct me. You were brought in by a demon made from the depths of hate and despair. And suddenly something clicked. She continued. I'm amazed you turned out so normal. Look, you have exactly 2 minutes to decide. This is as the time has come from when you came. I can't make the decision for you, so I give up my life to help you make that decision. It seemed so noble. It is better than to let more evil into this world. It made sense to me now. Memories were coming back into my mind that hadn't been there before. I was able to see things all around me that others could not at that moment. It was like the gypsy had just turned a light bulb on. Well, wasn't gonna die now. I choose to live, I told her. She looked absolutely terrified, and just as I saw in my vision, she began to drive towards the construction. I could see a gap of the missing barrier, so at the last minute I opened the door and jumped out. I rolled into a pile of dirt. I was sure I broke a rib or two. I looked up just in time to hear the brakes squealing, trying to stop. It was too late. Off the bridge she went, car and all. As I gathered to catch my breath, I felt it, tingling at first. Then it was more like an electrical shock. It weaved its way from my head to my toes, and I could feel a surge of power. And then, just like that, I was on my feet. I felt no pain. In fact, I felt nothing really, but the need to feed. Feed on what, though? Souls, I thought. I didn't know where that thought came from. It just felt like an instinct. I noted a car coming, so I made my way to the path that it was headed for, and jumped out. The car screeched to a halt. barely missing me. That's when I saw it, a shadow lurking right by the driver's side, so I went to it, and it spoke in my mind. Feed. The man rolled down the window. He looked terrified, and I could feel myself growing stronger. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. Are you alright lately? He sounded worried, and then began to check me out. I wasn't surprised. I knew I was attractive. I was not attracted to him at all, yet I wasn't scared. But I could feel the urge to feed. The next thing I knew, I did. I fed on his soul. I drank it up, and it tasted good. I could feel his memories hitting me like a ton of bricks, but it wasn't painful. He did a lot of bad in his life, cheating on his wife, embezzling money from his work. Yes, this was a good one. When I was done, he looked the same, just more pale, and I felt satisfied. The shadow next to me suddenly jumped into the man's body. His eyes became dark, and he grinned a very malicious grin. Drove away. I stood there for a moment, feeling as though I had just accomplished something great. Then I began the long walk back home. I don't feed all of the time, just sometimes. And somehow, the shadow people always seem to know the right type of people that can fill me up the most. Never children, though. They are too innocent. It's mostly their 30s and later. So next time you think you see something out of the corner of your eye, and you've done a lot of bad in this world, hope that you do not meet an attractive-looking woman shortly after. It just might be me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully we'll see you guys at the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye!